Last week we started with the BSc in how and where to find your ideal customer. Today we started with the B, which is build your audience. Now, in order for your audience to stay and to bring their friends, cousins, brothers, and everybody behind them, you have to do the S or the E. So it could be B-E-C or BSC. We like to call it BSC. It's more sexy, right? So S is serve your audience, which is engaging with and building those relationships. When you build your relationships with your audience, you are able to engender in them that likability factor, that relatability, that similarity. They start to look at you as, they want to be like you when they grow up. Now, the only way that happens is how you show up for them. And all things being equal, people do business with and refer their business to other people that they actually admire, that they trust, and they might even know you. They might not know you in person. Like, people refer people to hair salons, to restaurants, to nail salons, to, wherever, to hotels, to spas, to establishments that they do not know the owners of in person, but they know the energy, they admire the energy, they trust the service they got there, they loved the service they received, the benefit they got, because people only care about their result, and that is the truth. So if you think people care about you, you have another thing coming when it comes to business. How do you engage your audience? Obviously, your engagement comes from the value you show. Now, in your social circles, your engagement comes from how often you meet up with these people, how often you communicate with them, communicate with each other, your private jokes with each other, the things you share together that bum you out or excite you, and all that juice. In the social media space, the difference is the same. So you engage by creating value, creating the kind of content that serves your target audience and makes them want to engage with you and be like you when they grow up. Earlier today, inside of my exclusive master club, I was talking about how you show up, how you have to engage and lock in and activate your inner marketing goddess. Because if they don't wake up, you're not gonna do no selling. If you don't do the inner shadow work, you're not gonna do no selling. And you engage your audience by the type of content you show up with in the digital space. Because in the digital space, it is the digital universe, and your content is your calling card. So you engage by also interacting with people who engage with or who you want to engage with their content. If you show up on your Facebook and all you do is go to your profile, check who has checked you out, and leave, you are not being social. You are like that person who goes to a barbecue and goes straight to the food, serves themselves, eats, drinks, and walks out. It's very, very selfish. Some people can do that, but that means you won't be receiving back. And sooner or later, people start to say, don't invite that so and so. Then they just come, eat your food, drink your drink, and walk away. So you'll be find out sooner or later. So in the social space, it's the same. If you don't engage with other people, if you don't, like, you think you are the only one with value, it's very selfish. So you need to know who it is that inspires you. Engage with their content, because you want to hang out with at least 5 to 10 people that inspire you, because sooner or later you will become the 6th or the 11th person in that circle. You also want to engage with people you want to serve. Again, if you hang out too much with those that you want to serve, then you're going to find that your results start to reflect their results, because you are hanging out so much more with people who are not yet where you are, and you are not opening yourself up to those that inspire you so that you can also be served. You get what I'm talking about? And then there's the in-between. There'll always be people who say you inspire them. There'll always be people who say you are their star, you are their rock star, but they are not necessarily the kind of people, their content does not necessarily inspire or empower you. But you still have to give them some love at some point, or release them so that you can release them spiritually. So they can continue being inspired by you, but you don't feel obliged to engage with their content, because there is no real connection. The connection is in their mind, but not in your mind yet. Makes sense? And then you engage by following and interacting with and connecting with people in your target audience on the specific platforms that they hang out in. On Facebook, you get the conversation going. You can create the community yourself. You connect with people globally. And if you share the right content, Facebook rewards you with massive engagement. You keep sharing your content with thousands of people, and they get in your space, and you start to see yourself like you're an influencer. That's the word. Nano influencer, micro influencer. You can do the same on Instagram. You can do the same on Pinterest. You can do it on LinkedIn. You can do it on any other platform that you know, Snapchat, TikTok, you name it. The important thing is you have to be ready to engage with and also interact with people, because that's how you build community and serve your community or engage with your community. So what does all this really mean for your business? It depends on what are you building. Like, are you building an audience for a ministry? Are you building an audience for a non-profit? You're looking for people to actually pour into your non-profit as philanthropists, as givers, as tithers, that kind of thing. Are you building your business and looking for team members? Are you building a distributorship or organization like network marketing in MLM? Then you're looking for people who will lock arms with you and you build success together. Do you have a product that's something that people buy or a service they buy into, subscribe to? Then you're going to look for subscribers and members and people who pay into a service. So you want to create the type of content that actually reflects and serves those people. Like I said in my mastermind yesterday and today, I've emphasized the importance of having that target person you are looking to serve dialed in. So much so you know them in person, you have a personal connection with them, and there's a specific way what that personal connection looks like, which I shared inside of my masterclass, which you can check out if you want to check us out. You have to share worthy, comment worthy content that people are gonna engage with and are going to fall over themselves to share with other people. And you must do this consistently every day. You can take time out. You can take time out from social. Understand that unless you've created that level of influence that people don't care how long you've been away, because there's a guy called Charles Fash. He keeps shutting down his Facebook and going off to do whatever he goes to do, and then he comes back and it's like he never left. And he posts one post and he's like, "Yo, beaches, I'm back and stacking." And you find 500 people engaging with his posts, 600 comments, and you're like, what magic has this guy got? He built that relationship. He served that audience. He has been that person who keeps you entertained, empowered, enlightened, and he literally, when he comes into your notifications that he has posted, you're like, oh, I haven't seen Charles for ages. And when you go check out his post, it's usually one of those posts like, "Yo, bitches, are you stacking? I'm back on Facebook and I'm gonna smash it." And usually it's because he's started a whole new MLM. That's how he is. I kid you not. Are you that person who you leave your Facebook and come back 3 months later and people are like, "Dude, where have you been? We've missed you. Like, give me the link already. Sign me up already." That's how people respond to this guy, because he has built that relationship with them. Do you have that level of influence on the people that are on your social media as followers? Or do you have those people that are disdainful of you, that look down their nose on you because you are doing an MLM or network marketing business, that are snobbing on you because you are not doing a mainstream job, because they think they are in mainstream, they are better than you? They don't understand that people like you created the jobs that they have so that they can have a salary every month. It all starts in someone's kitchen, back garden, yard, or garage, and then it builds up into a global Fortune 500, Fortune 5000 company that employs people globally. And the people that work in those places are the biggest snobs when it comes to, home-based business owners and home-based business. And I want you to understand that if you're surrounded by people like that, they'll never celebrate you and they'll never see you as the person who can take them to success, because they are attached to their monthly salary. So you need to attract people that are open to an opportunity. If you're building a team, if you're looking for customers, or if you're building a bit of both, my advice to you is always go for the customer. Always, because it's the natural way we are wired. We are hardwired to be customers and to find customers in business to serve. And so if you create content that is meant for people that are looking for what you sell, you're going to sell. One of my clients who recently sent me a testimony that she literally hit 5 figures consistently over the past 5 months, literally does live videos talking about her hair product, her skin products. Recently, she has launched a toothpaste and she's literally smashing it. She's selling thousands and thousands every blessed week of that toothpaste. Well, enough to make 5 figures. And she rang me the other Saturday. I'd gone for, you have been my constant coach, as you know, Everything you tell me to do, I do. I never say it enough on Facebook, but I'm calling you to just say thank you for your mentorship and your coaching. And very few people know that this girl has been my student and my client for years, because it's not something you go, someone being your client does not give you a right to talk about them unless they give you permission to talk about them. And that also brings me to someone that I'm serving recently, who basically told me very in no uncertain terms, please do not shout me out in certain communities because that's not my target audience. So you have to be listening to the people you serve, because you could offend them as well. And you must do the things you want your audience to do. Your Facebook, unless you are one of those people who's still in two minds about your Facebook, your Twitter, your Instagram, your LinkedIn are not for you. They are for them. So how you show up on these platforms will determine how successful you are. If you are engaging with people, and if you're sharing and commenting and liking other people's stuff in your industry, you will attract them as your customers. But if you're engaging with and commenting and sharing people's stuff that's not related to what you do, you are confusing your audience, and they will go to someone else and buy, and that can be so painful. Here's a quick suggestion for you. When you have someone who consistently engages with your content, give them a call. Give them a call every so often, like once or twice a year, and just say thank you. By the way, that call can be a voice note in Messenger or WhatsApp if you have their number. But the quickest one is Messenger. And you just send them a message, or record your message and send it to them on LinkedIn saying thank you for your support. I see you, I appreciate you, and I truly, truly hope you are doing well in your endeavors. And by the way, just curious, what exactly do you do? Because if this person has been engaging with your content but they're not buying, you want to know if there's any way you can serve them other than what you do. You can signpost them somewhere. So call them and give them a call to action. In all the posts that you post, there should be either a blatant call to action: connect with me in my inbox. There's a link I'm adding above or below this video if you're doing a live video. There are resources in the description if you're posting something that has a description that people can go to. And that resource is a download that can help you have clearer skin or whiter teeth or whatever it is you provide. Always give people a call to action, and you will be surprised at what happens. People need to be told what to do next. If you give out all this amazing content and you're engaging and you're building relationships, and you are not giving people an opportunity to have a deeper conversation with you and what you offer, that's where you lose them. We call it when you're going through your cart and you're wondering, why am I getting thousands of hits on my website but they are not buying? If you go through your cart process, you'll find where you're bleeding people. There's a huge hole that's sucking them out before they cross to the next bit of your funnel and get to your cart and buy. Or they get to your cart and something is stopping them from taking the next action. Aside from price, usually if someone gets to your cart, the price is not the problem. It's something else. It's something else in your funnel that has put them off and they don't take action. Granted, a lot of people just don't have the cash. In their mind, by the way, money is a mental thing. So people will decide that they don't have money to buy your product or service. But in the next, literally a minute later, someone calls them and they arrange a knees up in town that weekend, and that person agrees and they're going to spend like hundreds of pounds. And your product is like 30 quid. But in their mind, that's too much. But going to town on a drink up, now that's worth it. To understand people's priorities. People's priorities differ a whole deal. So if you have built that relationship, if you have served and keep serving people, you will become the priority in their life. If somebody calls them for a knees up in town and they know they're going to spend hundreds of pounds, they know they can spend 30 pounds with you and still have enough for the knees up. Just maybe one less round of drinks for them and their friends. With investing in you, they'll be able to take out their friends for numerous rounds of drinks without having to worry about the wallet contents. So promote your content, engage with people who interact with your content, find relevant content and leaders in your industry. I always tell people, content is out there available to you. Stop worrying about imposter syndrome. We all model success. Find the content. You can give attribution if you like. Leaders are always pouring out content on a daily basis. Find them, follow them, model what they share, get the success they have. If you model what someone successful does, you will get what they've got. And I want you to think about the next step in your journey, because we've talked about building your audience and we've talked about serving your audience or engaging with your audience in order to be able to help them grow. For those of you that are selling products and you are starting your online journey, it's it's very different from the offline journey. Because in the digital space, people might not even see your business even though they walk past your digital street, because your door is closed. There is a veil over your door. You have to do certain things in the digital space to get your business seen. And one of them is having your own branded presence that you can point people to, so that they're not perpetually just reading your social posts. Your social posts have only so much they can give somebody. The people need more on starters. Who survives on just the first sip of their tea and then decide, I've had a sip of tea, I'm done for the day, I've eaten. In the same way, your social post is that starter, is that first sip of the tea. Now point people to where they are going to have access to the buffet, access to the main meal, to the main course, access to the dessert, access to the afters and the palate cleansers. Point people to where they're going to find more of what you offer, so that they can see you as a resource and therefore someone they want to be like when they grow up. Next time, so this was part 2 of how and where to find your target customers and sell all day. Part 1 was about building your audience. There's no way around that. It doesn't matter what you do. It doesn't matter whose course you buy. You'll always get back to that one fact. If you don't build an audience, you don't get to sell. In the offline traditional space, it's where you place your business, which street and how much traffic goes past there, how much footfalls go past there. In the digital space, it is the same. I've just told you, in the digital space, the difference is you could be on the high street, but you have not optimized your digital presence, and so people don't see your business as the right business to go to. In the traditional space, you're on Kampala Road, you're getting a ton of traffic. You're down in the middle of the back end of Chikubo, inside someone's inside shop, you're not getting the passing traffic. Because there are people even outside your shop before you get to inside the shop, where there are several people selling the same before you at the back of the line. You need to understand that. For those of you that don't know what Chikubo means, in Africa, we have shops in streets where there are multiple vendors, even in one shop. And there are people outside that shop, and there's so much traffic in that space. But depending on where you're located in that space, you could end up not selling all day, every day, because you are located in the wrong space. So we'll talk about selling to your audience, so converting your audience. So it's BES, build, engage, sell, or BSC. I prefer BSC, build, serve, convert. Because you might not want to sell to your audience. You might want to convert your audience to an audience of philanthropists, of people who share your value, who follow you as a minister, as a non-profit, and spread the word and get more people to bring to your non-profit. So convert is more what I like to talk about, because it's a wider word. It covers more of the people I serve. I serve a lot of non-profits and ministries that they actually pay me to help them market their services online. Some of you think ministries don't pay. They pay. It depends on how you handle them. So that's it from me today. We'll talk about converting or selling to your audience as part 3 of how to and where to find your target customers. When you have tied these 3, there's a whole lot of information and value and lessons and courses and even mentorship program where someone tells you to pay them 10,000 of pounds so they can walk you through these steps I've taken you through. I too give you more on each of these inside of my various packages, but you have got the essentials in this three-part process that I'm teaching you. That's it, guys. Hope you've had fun and hope you understand. Please do follow me right here on Facebook and on YouTube, same name, Julie Seal Kalungi. On Instagram, Julie Seal Kalungi. On Pinterest, Julie Seal Kalungi. Twitter, Julie Seal Kalungi. Just find me, follow me, because everywhere I go, I drop huge nuggets of value to help you build your business in the digital space. And you can find me at KalungiGroup.com. All right. While we are talking about value, I'm going to leave a link to a social media strategy template that you should pick up, like literally pick it up. Because if you don't, sooner or later it's going to have a price on it. At the moment it's free, but you have a price on it, and then you'll be like, oh, I wish I picked it up when she was giving it away from free. That's what I used to do with the social media icebreakers. And you can't imagine how many people reach out to me and say, oh, do you still give out that social media icebreakers? And I'm like, hey, there's a price on it now, right? All right, I'm going to leave the link to the free social media strategy template so you can structure your marketing process in the online space so that you can thrive whether there's a lockdown or not.